This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
So, Jen, how's your business?
How's yours?
How's it going?
How's your business?
How's the market?
How
Is
much
that what
money
you-
have you made?
Right.
Do you get 3% of everything?
Do you get raises?
Did you get the CEO job?
No.
Are you your own boss? Do you have time off?
Nope.
Do you have time to yourself?
No.
You have all this freedom in your schedule.
Yeah, I don't. What about you, Christina?
Yep, no 8 to 5 here.
No.
Didn't
What
work
do you do? You work at 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Me too.
How's it like to cook dinner and answer your phone and text messages and your kids asking you about homework all at the same time?
And can you see the slime, Mom? Did you see what I did? Did you see that trick, Mom? The trick.
I want
Mom,
a zebra
milk.
bar. I want a zebra bar. Can you open the zebra bar? Mom,
Right.
Mom, I want an orange. Can I have an orange?
Putting your phone on mute and forgetting to take it off.
That's my favorite. God.
Because your kid's acting stupid or your dog's barking or something. You're like, mute.
And then you're,
Yeah.
hold on. Can you hold on for just a second? Would you quit that? I'm on the phone.
yeah.
Every time you
I'm
get on
on
the
a
phone.
business call.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah. Mom, will you look at this? I am. I'm looking at it. I'm watching you.
But
No,
you
you're
didn't
not.
see.
You're looking at your phone. Oh.
Busted. So, back to the very first question. How's your business? Why is that an okay question to realtors and lenders?
I don't know. And also,
Who said it was okay?
Like, it's one thing to be like, how's work going? Like, that's
Right.
a normal question that you ask somebody. But when someone asks you, how's your business, they're not asking how work's going. They're asking if you're closing deals.
right. Are you
That's-
performing?
Yeah. How many do you have right now? Because then
Yeah.
that's the next question. Do you have a lot going on?
Right.
You got a lot of sellers right now?
How many
Yeah.
houses did you show this week? Why do you care?
Yeah.
If I didn't show 0 houses this week, you think I'm going to tell you I showed 0 houses this week?
Well, and also, just because I showed 0 doesn't mean I'm not making money.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And why do you care if I'm making money or not?
You ain't paying my bills.
How is that your business?
It's not.
No.
There's like in corporate America, when you're in corporate America, there's this whole thing like you're not supposed to tell everybody what you make.
Yep.
It's like a lot of times it's in like the policies and procedures,
Yes,
like the
yes.
employee
Do not
manual.
Do not discuss
You
your
do not disclose
salary.
your pay.
Yeah.
So why is it something where it's everyone feeling like they need to know what our pay is
Yeah.
and like what we're doing? Because, everyone's like, oh, well, agents make 3%. And that's a whole nother conversation. But it's like, they make 3%, they make 3%, they make 3%. So every time you say, I just closed a $800,000 deal, do you not think that a lot of people are like
In their head,
mapping
mathing.
it up.
mathing it up?
Yep.
Like, that's not reality, and that's a whole nother conversation. But I think it's a weird conversation
Yeah.
for someone basically to ask you
Yes.
day in and day out, multiple people, hey, how much money did you make?
Yeah.
How
It's
much
like
money did you make today?
Right.
It's like I'm obviously in this business as a realtor, but as a lender, I have no clue how much money you make because it's not my business. I
Right.
would never be like, Christina, how was your breakdown and how much money did you make off that closing today?
Right. I mean,
But-
it's just
It's ooky.
Do you
It
know what people don't
is.
ask you? How much money did you spend to get that money
Oh.
that you're making?
100%.
Because do you know how much money we just spent on an open house
Right.
for a client of mine? A lot.
Yeah.
But nobody wants that answer. They want to
Right.
know what you're making.
Right.
Yeah, you might go buy like some really lovely like high-heeled shoes for your job, and that's great and all that other stuff, but like the amount of money there's definitely a truth to you got to spend money to make money. And
All
when
day
you're
long.
and like you as someone that is a 9-to-5er and has been a 9-to-5er, I understand. I go to work,
Uh-huh.
I do my job,
Right.
and I go home, and my job does not come home with me.
Yep.
That is not this profession.
Yes.
And yes, I chose this profession. I'm not bitching about being in this profession. I'm not, please don't come at me being like, oh, but you chose to be that, blah, blah, blah. Yes, because it is my passion and I love it.
Yeah.
You have
Right.
to understand that, like, I love what I
Same.
do. And I think about
Yes.
it all the time. I think about how to improve myself. I take a ton of education. I do a ton of stuff. I mastermind a lot with other agents around me to understand, am I doing the best that I
Right.
can do for myself, for my clients, everything else. But there's a lot of time, effort, and energy
Yeah.
Yes.
and money that's
Yeah.
invested into it.
And we're not saying this to like
Diminish a 9
yeah,
to 5.
or say that we don't like our job. We're trying to educate you on the correct questions to ask people, because I'm sure Cindy Lou who down the road doesn't want me to be like, "Hey Cindy, how much was your paycheck this week?"
What's your W-2
Yeah.
look like this year?
Yeah, you know, like that's
Hey, how much is on your credit card? Like, did you
Yes.
pay that off in full this month? Because you have a
Yeah.
corporate job and you should be able to.
Right.
I mean, think about the CEOs that own businesses, even small businesses.
Yeah.
Right.
They're spending money so you can sit at a
Yeah.
desk and do your 9 to 5.
you got to
Exactly.
spend money to make money. But there are ways to ask about the market and actually mean the market, or actually
Right.
ask your friend who is a realtor or a lender, "Hey, how is your business? Like, do you feel good in your business?"
Yeah, or an insurance agent
Yeah.
or a CPA
Or anything.
whatever.
Like, how's it going? Like, I know you're busy. It's tax season for CPAs, but
Yeah.
like, how are you? Your business doing really well? Fantastic.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, if you want to know, if you're trying to ask an agent or a lender or an insurance person truly how the market is going, then say, "Hey, how's the market?"
Yep. But mean the market.
Yeah.
Don't mean how's the market for you. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, too, we're probably going to lie to you if we're in a bad spot. Like, no lie. Had a little dry summer for myself. Am I proud of that? No. Have I worked really hard to try and get the business I needed? Yes. But I had a lot of stuff happen last year and I needed to take a break. But people who have asked me, "Hey, how's your business?" Every single time I've been like, "It's great. You know, been doing this, been doing that."
Right.
You know, but I have been working on a rebranding and finding myself back into the business I'm in. But not everybody's going to tell you the truth, because
Right.
I sure as heck didn't tell people the truth.
Well, you went through a lot too, and you don't need to tell every Joe Schmo that
Yeah.
your husband had cancer and it was like a really, really hard time for you guys.
Yeah.
You spent your life at a
Exactly.
hospital. Like,
Yeah.
there's another agent that I know that's kind of going through the same thing with her husband, and like, you know, you can't be everything to everybody all the time.
No. And I was
And that's hard too, though.
And your business does take a fall. And like when we were there nonstop, I was working because like what else am I supposed to do when he's getting, chemo?
Right.
So I'm sitting there for 5 hours and I'm trying to work, and I was really busy. And then once he got done with it and came out and we're on the other side, I'm like, I can breathe now and I need a break
Yes.
because I did so much.
Drained.
And so, but I'm not telling you the truth. You ask me how my business is going, I'm going to be like, "It's fantastic."
Well, and I also think it's interesting, though, that I feel like as a lender, other lenders will ask me that. And I'm sure
Yeah.
other realtors
Other
will
realtors
ask
too.
you that, which is
It's nosy.
also
It's nosy.
right. And so here's my thing. If you're my friend, I will probably be very honest with you and tell you, interest rates went up 6 points, which thank God they didn't. Well, whatever is going on.
Yeah.
But like just for the general public to say, "Are you making any money?"
I hate that question.
Well, and it's the other thing is people don't realize how people get paid in like a 1099
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
either. Like, not just us, just in 1099 world in general, people don't understand how that works.
No.
They don't know that we get taxed twice. They don't know that like that there's so much that we have to write off. They don't know all of the ins and outs of anything. So it's just a different concept. So it's like you have to give them a little bit of grace on that side because they don't
Yeah.
understand it the
Exactly.
same. But
Then people also will say, "Well, you get to write this off." Yeah, I'm writing it off, but guess what? I got to pay for it out of my own pocket right now.
Well, and also
The government
let's be
didn't give me a
honest.
credit card that said, "Here,
Exactly.
here's your write-off card. Have a good day."
If you spend $1,000, you're not getting $1,000 back.
No.
no.
You're getting a percentage
Right.
based off
And
of
so-
what tier it fell into.
I mean, look at yesterday, right? So,
Yeah.
like, yesterday, all of us went and you guys did me a huge solid by helping me work on this house that I have
Yeah.
coming to market. And I have a whole storage unit full of staging stuff. And I had contracted out some of the work because I have a newborn and it's much harder for me to do an entire luxury home on my own.
yeah.
But my clients weren't happy. So did it cost me technical dollars yesterday? A little bit because I had to go buy something very specific for that house. But it also was just time, and time
Yeah.
is money.
Right.
An entire day of me doing something that was money producing in a different way. Because yes,
Exactly.
that's coming to market, but that's time and money that I had to spend on top of the fact that pictures aren't done yet. Pictures are a solid $2,000 on that kind of property.
Yeah.
And so I haven't made any money at this point. There's so much money that goes out and there's no guarantee of pay.
Yep.
Exactly.
Until I close it, there's no guarantee of pay. So I'm putting in the time, the effort, the energy, the calls, the questions, which is part of our job.
Yeah.
But it's so challenging to answer that question and not feel like, why are you all up in my business?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
ask me about your house. And not because I'm going to immediately think you're going to, I'm going to be like a fly to shit and want to list it. Ask me about your house because
Fly to shit.
because that's accurate. That's how agents are.
Right.
Dead on. Yep.
Like the second someone's like, oh, what do you think my house could go for? An agent's like,
700 of them.
yeah, they're like, oh my gosh, well, clearly I need to be your agent. It's like, well, maybe they're just fighting their taxes, or maybe they just want to know
Or
because
they're going to
because
refi.
that's their right as a homeowner to know what their house could go for in the
What's the
market.
With
market.
no strings attached.
Right. Like,
Yep.
and I hate like you get on any of those like, moms in the know and they're like, want to talk to a real estate agent or want to talk to a
Oh, I
lender. And it's
know.
like, in like
You
0.2
have to
seconds,
talk
it's
to
like,
this person.
It's like, it's like 55 comments. And my comment is always, hey, you need to interview 3.
Yeah.
Would love to be one of them.
I
Yes.
never put myself on there, but people will tag me a few times, and I'm like, thanks so much. If you'd love to chat, I'd love to interview. Like,
Yeah.
I say the same thing, like,
I
because
probably lose out on so many of those because I don't hound the crap out of you because I
Yeah.
think that's
I don't either.
gross.
I hate it. It's like getting 700 spam calls in one day. You know what I do? I
Yes.
block them.
Yeah, you know what
Oh,
happened
I'm
when
blocked.
when Trek friggin' let all of our information go public and we got 75,000 texts like, "Hey, I partner with NAR to offer discounted insurance rates."
I have insurance. Go away.
7,000 of them, and
Yeah.
I'm on the DNC, so like you're not supposed to contact me any hoozles, friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Trust me, if I have to abide by the DNC, so do you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
It's
it's
silly.
Just, it was it's ridiculous. So I just feel like people are afraid to talk to us because we're all gonna like jump on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also, like, at the same time, we give ourselves a bad rep. Like, we do kind of like feed into some of those stereotypes.
because you act like you're just starving to death.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the truth. Like, we're all commission based. So
Yeah.
like if it doesn't close, we're not getting paid.
Even if you put all that money into it.
Right. It doesn't matter how much time, effort, anything.
It's a
If
loss.
it doesn't close, you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
I can't stand a salesperson. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like a pushy salesperson. I want to be educated.
Yep.
And so that's how I work my business. I am teaching you. And if that teaching leads you to believe that we're not a good fit, then I'm fine with that.
Oh, yeah. I've turned down buyers. I've turned down sellers. And, sellers are like, that you want those. I've turned them down because our personalities do not match. And I am bold. I am a
Yeah.
blunt, bold person.
Same.
I tell all my clients I'm transparent. You will have transparency from me. If you do not like transparency
Right.
or do not like the way I speak to you, then we can't have, this
Yeah,
isn't going to
If you
work.
want me to sugarcoat it, I'm not your agent.
No.
Like, I'm just not.
I'm going
And
to
I
tell you
would
this is
appreciate
not.
that.
And I'm not mean about it, but like I will tell, especially when we're in negotiations, which is usually the most tense time of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Look, we're say we're $10,000 off the price, and you're asking for like every single GFCI to be replaced, plus a laundry list of other
Yeah.
things. Like, you are buying a resale. Like, they're not going to make it a new construction house for you.
Yep.
You do have to have the weight of they came down in price already. Ask for, first and foremost, it should be safety and functionality of the house.
And what's important to you.
yeah, like
GFCIs aren't important. Do that later. It's $50. Come on.
if that, if you
Yeah.
do, like, I mean, they're $8 at Home Depot, like
Right.
on average, depending on the GFCI you buy. Asterisks. Disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
But in general, I would say like, the HVAC differential is not good. Okay. Like, check for a Freon leak. Those
Yeah.
are the things that are going to be the
Exactly.
bigger dollars.
Your foundation.
Yeah.
Those things. Like, okay, let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
figure it out. Like, but you also like, in that, when people are like, how do you do that? Well, I just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are really important to them. And Joe's going to ask for these things. But guess what? We terminate. Bob's going to ask for the same things because they're also really important. So,
Well, and it was now the seller knows.
yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is when we're like, So people often compare us to used car salesmen because that's what people like. You know,
Oh,
it
yeah.
makes me think of like the vacuum salesman that came to your house when
Oh,
like
yeah.
in the 50s.
The
and was,
Tupperware?
like, Tupperware,
Oh,
all the
yeah.
things like came to your door. So used car salesmen, I feel like, have gotten better over the years. I
Yes.
mean, when I've bought used cars, it's not like they're not as bad. I mean, anytime you walk into a car dealership, you just feel the swarm coming towards you
Yeah.
in
Yes.
general.
I feel bad for the people who got my last Expedition, though. So sorry. That thing was nasty.
But I feel like where you're really gonna see it is when you go into a furniture store.
Yes. They like,
Ugh.
and they stalk you around. Like, it
Yes.
makes me want to go into a furniture store and they follow me and be like, how's your business? How much
Yeah.
money you make if I buy this couch?
Yeah, they're commission
Right.
based.
They
too.
wouldn't like
They
that.
are.
But you know what? They ask that question. When
Yeah.
they find out you're a realtor, how's your business?
Mhm.
Well, you need to stay over there and sell that couch. I'm going to sell this house.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't need to ask that question and come over.
Well, and so like we just bought furniture recently.
Yeah.
And so we went to Haverty's, which is, you know, a higher and like big, like I feel like we stepped into like the big kid club
Yeah.
for furniture.
Ooh.
But
Yeah, I've
only-
never even been in there.
Me neither. I feel like it's too fancy for me.
well,
I'm out.
We went minus children.
I was going to
'cause
say, did
my-
you take your kids? Because
No, not my feral children. No, they did not come.
You're-
Everett would have been rolling around on the ground, throwing
on the
things
couch.
Yeah. Oh my God.
On the bed?
I mean, who knows?
the faux bed.
Right.
No.
The
Yeah. No, we're not doing that, friend.
That's funny.
And so so we went in but what I loved is hashtag Crystal's the best. She was so good with us because she was had ultimate patience.
Yeah.
Because you
Yes.
the reason that we went to Haverty's because I don't want to go buy a set where every piece looks the exact same, like all the
Cookie
fabric
cutter.
is the same, and
Mhm.
it's all like I just didn't want that. And we weren't finding it any other store, so we finally went into Haverty's, and it is more expensive than going
Yep.
to Home Zone or whatever.
Right.
But I didn't want a put together thing. Like I felt like we had done that, and nothing ever really felt great.
Right.
And so
But it's going
you
to
get-
last a long time.
Yeah,
Like,
and
it's
we-
quality.
Yeah, and we mixed and matched like fabrics and colors, and it took a long time. But it's like no, because it's like paint. You go into a store and you're like, you see the paint in the store, you're like, I love this color. You bring it home, and you're like, I hate this color.
Yes.
And so I did that so many times with her, and she was so good. Like she put it all, like she took all of it with the fabrics on it, like put it in a a slideshow so I could see what my living room would look like with my rug. She found my rug online.
Wow.
She put it all together, and I
Oh,
was like,
nice.
that's the customer service level that you need to be
Yeah.
looking for, where there wasn't like, hey, you're going to buy this today? Hey, you're going to buy this today? Hey, you're going to buy this today? She called and she was like, she would let us take fabric home for like a week or so and be like, just look at a different light. See if you like it. She's like, bring it back.
I didn't
Take
even know
it home
people.
again.
I didn't even know they did that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
think
either.
I need to grow up.
Me too, because I hate my current furniture.
Yeah,
I'm
But
ready
I
to
bought
be
my
an adult.
furniture during COVID,
Yeah.
so
I didn't know.
that's all there was.
I
Right.
I didn't know that was a thing either. And we just, on a whim, Will and I happened to have no kids. And I was like, let's just go into Haverty's and look. Like, we're probably not going to buy anything. 'cause
Date night.
Yeah, date day. we went to Nuke's. It was fancy.
I love date days.
Yeah. Well, because he never has off.
Yeah,
so
Right.
it's like,
I love
have
date
to
days.
Take advantage.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we went. It was so random. And I'm like, you're my person because you have an elevated customer service level.
Yes.
That like you're not bugging me. You're not stalking me.
Yeah.
You're trying to work with me. You're trying to understand my style, and it might not be your style, but it's like you're there in the trench with me, and like. That's what I feel like I try and bring to my business. Like,
Exactly.
your style house is not my style house,
Right.
and that's okay. But, like, I see what you see. Like, I see where you're going with this
Yeah.
house, and I want to help you get it if that's where you're at. And it's like, in your world, I feel like you, not creative in an illegal way, but, like, you always try and, like, look at multiple loan options. Like,
Right,
how many
yes.
times have we talked about investors in the past 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very true.
Because that new thing came out, like, from Fannie Mae, right?
Yes.
Where the investors get, like, it's
They
like
can-
5% down
Yes.
instead of 20%, which is huge. But, like, in our market, we haven't seen anything because, well, everything's so high, it doesn't
Yes,
matter.
yes. Well-
Investors don't see the purpose in it
Well,
right
and
now.
then, and I think a lot of people put these, like, look at this special loan program. Like, a couple months back, it was the 1% down conventional,
Yeah.
which is a fantastic deal. But the truth of it is a lot of those things are bait and switch because when you really look at the small fine print of it, you have to make less than 80% of the area median. So like when Kate called me a couple times, she was like, hey, look up this address and see what the area percentage median income is or whatever. So she did have one property that was like in Hutto, is that where it was?
Mm-hmm.
Where
It was like $96,000
yes,
a year.
but like here in Waco, it's like below 60. Well, which is fine, but if you're trying to buy a $300,000 home, that's not going to work for a $60,000 a year income, you know.
And
So a
they
lot of
have
these
so
are
much into
bait and
poverty.
switch.
Yeah.
And I feel like lenders are the worst at that.
Well, and one of them, because I had sent it to you, one of them was like an FHA loan. Like he was, like there
Yes.
was like a lender that I saw that came across my TikTok that was saying something about like a 0% down, but it wasn't VA or USDA, and it was like an FHA. It ended up being an FHA loan with down payment assistance.
I was gonna say with a
Right.
down payment assistance program. Yeah.
I'm like, but what you're not telling them is that the interest rate is higher. What you're not telling them is that like they'll never get out of PMI. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you're not telling them.
Well, and that is so frustrating to me because, you know, what's sad is a lot of people do fall for those things. They're like, yay.
But like 1% down, like your payment, bro.
Right.
Right now,
What?
yeah.
And
I mean,
the
come
interest
on.
rate's higher. You have to make like very little income, so which means it's not going to be much of a house, at least in this market. You know, so that's the thing is I feel like realtors and lenders can be ooky
Yeah.
with that stuff.
Yeah, like we have we have the sweetest little first time home buyer couple, and they're approved for $130,000 with
That's fun.
down payment assistance program, and they need $8,100 in closing costs plus a survey and the title paid by the seller. Okay, cool. Guess what? That doesn't exist. Oh, and it's an FHA. Okay.
Ouch.
I think you should rent for a little bit longer. I normally
Yes.
never say that statement ever because right now our market is where it doesn't make sense. But those people can never find something that they want at that price.
Yes.
And that's the hardest part too. Like with that, like that, those people aren't, and this sweet couple, they're not asking me how my business is. And I'm not asking them, hey, why can't you buy this? That's life.
It is what it is.
Like,
right.
it is what it is. Like, I'm going to try my hardest to find you something, but our market does not cater to that right now.
Right.
That was our market, 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
That's when Jillian was born. So 2016, like there was more houses that were 130 that would go FHA. Now you can't even get $150,000 house that will go
No.
FHA anymore because people don't care. It's lipstick on a pig with wood rot everywhere.
Right, which is why I do think it's important that if you are going to be where you want to purchase or sell or whatever, you do need to legitimately know how the market is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the market today was not the market 6 months ago, was not the market a year ago.
No.
You know, I mean, I feel like the last couple of years, it's been like night and day, complete opposites.
You have to educate. And I think that something else that we take away that I don't do enough, Kate does a very good job at this, I do not, is educating my clients on a social media front that follow me, like with market trends and market updates. And the reason I do that, I just am not good at it, first of all. I'm very good at finding market trends and all that, but making a social for it and putting it out there, no. I
It
tried
is
this
hard.
Affirmation Tuesday. I was doing so good until yesterday. Woke up this morning and was like, oh, it's Wednesday. I forgot my
Dadgummit.
affirmations yesterday. I have
Double
really
it
cute,
tomorrow.
I have really cute boo ones, so it's fine. No big deal. But, like, I don't even remember what I was saying.
Well, I feel like you're talking about
Shit.
educating about the market.
Oh yeah, I'm not good at like, and then they want to ask me questions, but then I feel like at that same time they don't want to know about the market. They want to know about me.
Yeah, what about your market?
Yeah, how's my market? My market's fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of it is because like eventually, if you're not saying a quick answer when it comes to a market update, I think a lot of people just like it immediately goes
Tune
to
you
Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Like, wah, because they don't understand like,
Yeah.
whoa, we have 4.6 months of inventory. Well, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Or we're in a buyer's market. Like, yes, it feels like a buyer's market, but technically by numbers, we're not in a buyer's market. But how do I explain this
Yeah.
to you?
Right.
Where you're understanding that it's not quite, it's just more balanced market, but it's not quite a balanced market. Like, it just, all of this stuff goes in behind the scenes of
Yeah.
like, how's the market? It's a loaded question. Tell me what you mean by how's the market?
Like, what do you actually want?
What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me what you're looking for so I can back into my answer.
Right.
My
Like,
favorite response right now sometimes is, so how's the market? I was like, well, average days on market last month was 87. for McLennan County as a whole. Oh, really? Why? Well, that's our market. What are
Right,
you
it's
looking
not
for?
necessarily negative.
Like,
That's another
no,
thing.
it's
People
not.
assume
That's negative because it's not a 10-day turnaround. It's
Exactly.
not 1 day under market
Here we are.
and
under
what's
contract.
funny is if you look back historically, that's very normal. Like
Yes.
it is, but because at COVID you didn't even get the sign in the yard, or
No, you put the sign in the yard the night before and you had 17 calls. Agents are blowing you up. And then you put it in and then you have 35 more agents. And you're
Right.
like, cool, I don't even have
And
to
you have
market
20
this.
and you have 20 offers that you have to like break down
Yeah.
and like explain every one. And it's
Yes.
just, I mean, and you're not even on market.
Nope.
right.
I mean, it was an insane. It's insane what people when they ask like how's the market. I'm like, gosh, that's a loaded question. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I don't understand what you're really asking me for. Like in general, like your
Which
neighborhood,
market? Yeah.
Right.
like-
because
Your
that
neighborhood,
neighborhoods
like-
matter.
100%.
freaking counties matter.
Oh,
Bell
yeah.
County to McLennan County to Dallas
To Limestone County to
Limestone
Falls.
County,
I mean,
to
come
Falls
on.
County to and if I'm talking about Texas is big, so like it's
Very.
different everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you go to like, I could go ask my referral partners in Virginia where like I'm from, hey, how's your market? And they're going to say, it's booming because it always is. Because
Yes.
it's extremely transient there. And it's so
Right.
close to D.C. And it's just like, of course it is because that's
Yep.
just the way that it is.
Right.
So, some markets are going to feel the hit more than others. And,
I think we see the hit right now because we fluctuated so fast. Like when I started, it was coming, it was rising. I've been a realtor since 2015, and it's just like rising and rising and rising. And it's like a bubble effect, it's
Right.
growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, guess what? The bubble popped. We've popped. And what happened with it was increased sales prices, higher interest rates,
Yep.
houses sitting on the market, which is fine because now it's giving the buyers who missed out in 2020 and 2021 the chance to buy.
Well,
Right.
and I, when it was like 107 and like, like Satan had come to the earth and was like
Yes.
melting
So
all of
hot.
us
Ugh.
and like you had to fight the demon off every day.
And go into the hot houses who they were vacant. They left them at
Yeah,
85
they
because they
left him
thought
at
that was the right
85
thing.
and you're dying. And I was pregnant at the time / just had him.
If
and
you have
I
a
was just-
vacant house on the market, go put your air on like 75, okay?
Yeah,
It's
like
a nice, it's nice. It's refreshing when you walk in.
it doesn't cost you that much more
No,
energy.
your clients might sweat a little bit while they're in there, but like it's not like 85.
Because the
That's
clients
so
are gonna
hot. We
be
think
in
it's
and out
broke.
because it's too hot. They
Yep.
don't even want to look at the house.
Exactly.
They think your air is broke. So disclaimer, put it on 75.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
But because when you're getting out from 107-degree heat, 75 feels great.
Yes.
Oh,
it's like a blast
100%,
of cold air,
yeah.
like pew, right to your face.
So when it was that hot, people were like, when people would ask me how's the market, my favorite response was, it's real sweaty. I'm like, I'm sweating, showing. It's hot. Lenders are sweating because they can't get you the interest rate they want.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
the
you're sweating
best.
because you can't buy. You're
a
sweating
good
because
one.
they can't sell. I'm like, we're all really, really freaking sweaty.
Yeah.
Because that's really the reality. Everyone is sweating bullets behind the scenes, and we're
Yeah.
trying to be cool as a cucumber.
Because you don't want to wear shorts and a t-shirt and then wearing a dress. Like,
I don't
Man.
like the thigh.
yes, but also because like I
No,
feel
no,
like
friend.
I feel like you and I kind of probably show houses the same way. We're kind of really into it. Like,
Yeah.
my client's like, well, what's that? Oh, I don't know. Let me crawl down on my hands
Yeah.
and knees and put my flashlight in there and take a peek at what's in there because you
Yep.
want to know what it is and I want to know what it is.
Right.
Then I'm wearing sandals and I'm like, I guess we're gonna walk out in this field real
Yeah.
quick because my feet are sweaty,
Yep.
but let's get the grass cuts. I remember coming home from a showing and the whole top of my foot was just like ragged with like scratches from grass and
Yep.
my under my foot was like black from the grass and the dirt and the mud.
Total class.
Because like I'm gonna do
Right.
what I can do, and
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go out of my way.
Right.
But
Yeah.
like, dang,
Yeah.
I remember when I was like, I don't even remember, but when I was at what month I was, I don't know, 775 days pregnant with this one, I had to go show land. And there was like a ravine that went down to like the Bosque River.
Were you wearing
and-
sensible shoes?
I was wearing sensible shoes.
Okay.
It was hot.
what a good word.
And yeah,
Sensible.
I was wearing sensible shoes. But I also knew I was going to be walking in a field. So like
Yeah.
I was also in jeans. So
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yes.
dress accordingly.
you dress accordingly. and I'm literally like
Dying.
and it's like my jeans. Like, have you ever if you watch Friends, where like Ross is wearing the leather pants? And
I don't
you can't
watch
get them
Friends.
in? Yeah,
I never
know,
watched
you're-
Friends.
Yeah, you're weird.
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
our friendship's on the rocks now.
It's not, but you've known this, so it,
I know, but it
like,
just it hurts my heart.
don't-
Start it now.
Every time you say
like
it,
yesterday
it hurts my
you
heart.
said pivot, and I was like, oh,
Yeah. Oh God, you didn't even get the reference.
Oh, I didn't even
I
think of that.
did. Like I know because like Friends is like a huge thing and it's
Yeah.
out there, whatever. Like I get that, but like, nope,
You had to
never
be in the
seen that
moment.
episode. Never like,
Yeah. Oh, you have to be in the
no,
moment.
I just it's
It's
not.
funnier now than it was when I first watched it. When I was
Yes.
like back in like college and whatever. It was funnier now than it was
Yeah.
then.
Right.
But yeah, I was just. But I like my jeans. I could just they were melting into my skin, and I was
Yes.
pregnant, and and thank God, like I knew these clients.
Right.
Because I had the under boob sweat that was leaking down into the under the bump sweat.
So impressive.
And it was like meeting in the middle, and it was like I had this band of dry, and then it was just like it
Impressive.
wasn't great, and it wasn't good for anybody. And I had like the sweat coming down from my armpits, and I was just like, maybe I should have worn a white shirt and like
No,
just
wet
I don't
t-shirt.
know.
Well, then
No,
it's been
I
a
don't-
wet t-shirt
But
contest.
I don't. There was
would've
no
won.
color that probably would have worked, but I was just like, I was dripping with sweat. My mascara,
Yeah.
like my makeup was like caked, like you could see the lines because it was ungodly hot. We were
Yes.
down by like the creek bed. It's not even like
Oh,
where the
humid.
Bosky's like a river. It's like a creek bed. And so I'm walking down this ravine. I'm like holding onto branches as I go down, and we're just chatting away. And
I
I
would
get
have been
back up.
freaking out if I was your client. I would have been like, no.
Oh, well, they were, there's no holds bar. Like, it does not matter to me if I'm pregnant. I am going to do all the things, and you cannot stop me. Tell me no, and I'm going to do it 10 times harder because that's my personality.
Right.
So they're like, they did try. They were like, we'll just walk down. And I was like, no, I have to accompany you at all parts of the showing because that's my job. That's my fiduciary duty to you. I have to be with you while I'm showing. Because what if you walk into the neighbor's property? I don't want you to walk onto the neighbor's property. I want you to see
Right.
your property. And you're going down to this ravine. I'm not going to see you. And then, like, you could just get swallowed by the creek bed. And I don't know. Like, those are all the things that go
That's a
through my head.
liability. You being swallowed up by the creek bed. She's like, I don't know where they went.
Yeah.
But I'm done.
Yeah. So
You have about 48 hours.
God. Like, get that Amber Alert. But like, that's how it was. And so I was just like, I just remember walking up and them just kind of like being like, do you need some water? And I was like, I need a full-on
Right.
cold shower is what
Yeah.
I need. But like, thanks for the water offer. I'm okay.
Oh yeah.
Can you pour it right here?
Yeah, can you just like, can you inject it into my body so it's ice? Like, please, because you don't realize sometimes how hot you are when you're pregnant until like you're not pregnant
Yeah.
anymore. And so, you just get used to the heat. And so I was just like, oh my God, is this what it's like to not be in Inferno? Like all the
But
time?
you still are like a little inferno.
Oh, that you should feel the heat radiating off of him. Like I can feel it right here. It's just like radiating.
Good thing he's cute.
It is a good thing. It's a good thing babies are cute.
So
I mean, as far as sorry, I got distracted because now you distracted me. But I think when someone asks you, how's your business, I try really hard not to get butthurt and offended by it.
but
But
we
it-
are.
But it is offensive.
Yes.
It's all about how you ask it.
Yes.
So I think if you're going to ask someone, you want to be like, "Hey Kate, how's your business?"
I would rather you ask me how's work going, because
Yes.
then I can say,
Or
oh,
ho-
it's going well, because I'm going to ask you the same thing, like, oh, how's work going? Like,
Yeah.
I ask
Right.
people that all the time, but I'm
Right.
not asking you, like, are you up for a promotion? How much
Yeah.
did you get paid this year? Like,
So
did you
change your
raise?
words.
Yeah, just change your words. Like,
Yeah.
my mom and dad always said when I was growing up, it's not what you say to Kate, it's how you say it to Kate. And to me, how you said that immediately makes me think that you're asking how much money I made. And that's
Yes.
none of your damn business.
Nope.
No, it's not. I mean,
If you want to know, you can pay my taxes. I just got my tax bill, in it.
oh, good times.
Maybe for you. You ain't paying it.
No,
Ain't
I'm
good
not.
times for me either.
I don't want to pay mine, much less yours. Yeah, but I
I-
think you can ask things polite. Like, stop and think about what you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The
because
words.
I do legitimately like to know what's the market, how's the market doing. Because
Yeah.
things like that do help my business. Because
100%. And but you know how to ask it.
right, I do. Yeah,
Well, and you usually when you call us, you're asking like about a specific area or something.
Right.
You're like, I've got a client that's trying to do a cash out refi. Like, what do you think their house could go for?
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
And that's asking about the market, but you have some education on the background.
Yeah.
But I think when people want to ask what my house could be priced for on the market, or how much cash out do you think I could get from my house,
Right.
or when you're asking about the market in general, I'm not offended when you say how's the market, because I don't know how to answer you.
Yeah.
Get
Be
you to answer
specific.
that answer you the way that you want to hear it. Like,
It's like asking, can you pick up some apples? Well, what kind of apples?
red.
How's your market?
green.
Yeah. How's your market?
Yeah.
You got to be specific. Like that? I don't say that word very well. Specific.
And then anemone.
Enemy.
Back to phonics 101. Yeah. But I do think it is normal if you do feel like you're going to be buying, selling, or just want to know, because I think it's good to know.
It's your right as a homeowner.
You know, how's this neighborhood doing, or how's this area or this county or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that's a fair question. And also, I don't think that just because you're asking me how are interest rates doing, like, it doesn't make me assume that you want to buy or sell. Like,
Right.
I think that's,
Yeah.
Right.
it's okay for you to ask me those things. And I feel like some people are scared to say those things
Yes.
because there are the people that are like, ha, 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 ha.
And then they
It's
ask,
just-
then they ask us. They won't ask the lenders. They ask us.
Yeah.
I have one person I see all the time, probably like on a weekly basis. How are the rates this week? I'm like, oh, hold on. Let me pull up this email and I'll just show it to you. Here it
Yeah.
is. These are what the rates are this week. You're not buying or selling or doing anything. You just built a brand new home
Right.
on a bunch of land. You just
Well,
want to know to be nosy. So
and
you
they're
want me to add you to
listening.
my drip list so you
Exactly.
can get an email with the rates every week so we don't have to have this conversation every time I see you?
Exactly.
Let me know.
They're listening. What they're doing is they're listening to like these big broadcasters that are in these huge cities in New York or something like that. Well, you know,
You got to listen local.
you got to be more local because also in the last, I don't know, couple of months at least, interest rates have literally in some days changed by a half a point, where that used to be unheard of. Like, things this last year for as far as interest rate have just been up and down, up and down, up and down,
Yeah.
up and down, up and down. And when I say that, I don't mean like down a point.
Yeah.
Or
We
you know,
wish.
yeah, it's like down an 1/8%, you know. And that's another thing, you know, you see on these national news stations when they're like, interest rates fell today for the first time, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, 1/8%?
Yeah.
Like,
Woo!
okay.
We feel good about that.
And in the morning, they raised by 1/4. So, like, you
Yeah.
know, it's just right now, interest rates are very volatile.
Yes. And I think in general, if you're going to ask somebody that's in our industry, how's your business, just know that could be taken in a way like Jen and I take it, and like Christina takes it.
Offensive.
You're asking us how much money we're making.
Yeah.
Right.
And
And
I'm never going to tell you that.
Yeah. And it's none of your business. And so,
I don't even like to tell my husband.
yeah, we love our job, and we,
Oh, 100%.
we
love
what
all
we
of
do.
you.
Yeah, we love
Oh, look at us in our brain.
But I think the big thing is if you really want to know how the market's doing, just be specific, because we're happy to answer it. We're happy
Very
to
much
educate
so.
you, and and if we don't know, we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Right.
But I just I think the biggest thing is just be careful of your words. I think words can be hurtful, and I
Yep.
think we
Yes.
learned that from a very young age. But
Yeah.
sometimes we don't always realize it.
Yep.
So, thanks for joining us today.
Hopefully taught you something. See you next time.
This has been Real Estate Misfit Moms. Don't forget to follow us on socials at Real Estate Misfit Moms and bookmark our podcast so you never miss an episode. Remember, miss, you fit in here.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.